On to that, Todd, let me ask a question. What did you all think about the conversation we had about the client retention and how it's more cost effective not to try to go overboard trying to satisfy someone because you're only going to get 16% of those people to actually increase their loyalty? Did any of that stick with you guys? Did you think about that later? Any feedback?
I had a question on that. And maybe it's not relevant, maybe it was just what I was thinking about. But does that mean that, is that just customer retention, or does that mean that customer frequency?
Customer loyalty, which has to deal with retention, because you're buffering them from your competitors. So frequency doesn't necessarily always equal loyalty, because a person may be loyally consistent, one shopping, it depends also on the product or service, one purchase a year, but they do it for 25 years. Whereas someone may purchase 5 times a year, but does it for only 2 years, gets upset, and goes someplace else and spends those 5 purchases someplace else. Did I answer the question? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Great question. Great question, Todd. Anyone else? Any takeaways from yesterday's discussion? Or anything about yesterday that would be, that you thought about that's kind of right there with you? I always like to do a little recap the next day to make sure you're ready.
Yeah, me and him talk about how, when we're talking about like big companies, how you go and tell them that you want to return something or stuff like that. They don't hesitate to just give it to you. But then, we're talking about big companies that they can afford, which goes back to how much you're willing to pay to retain a customer.
Right.
Because sometimes for small businesses, you cannot get the luxury of do that. I mean, you can, I guess you can do it, but until a extent, if you got 10 customers and they'll, it's more, it's different factors, it depends, some people, they actually have a real complaint, and sometimes some people, they just having a bad day.
To give you an idea of what you're talking about, Walmart started rejecting people's ability to return things. If you notice that in the last year, it's grown more and more, where people would buy purchases and then return them. And they're just one of a few businesses that came to mind first. That's what they've now done. You cannot just return a product to Walmart. And they won't even really give you a gift card like some would give you an equal purchase price. They're saying no because of the cost of they're losing. There's another sports company that really does that too. I can't think of the name of it, but it's an outdoor hunting apparel type business. I can't think of what they are, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because people, there's people that really, they have a complaint and stuff like that, but there's people that they see that, or they have knowledge, they have a little knowledge. I give an example. One of my friends, 6 years ago, his car broke down. So he's like, how am I gonna go and get home and stuff like that? He said, I know what, I'm gonna go buy a bicycle at Walmart, I'm gonna use it for a couple of days, and then he returned it. And then when he returned it, he said that it was during Christmas time. He said, I bought it for a cousin, but I found out that somebody else already gave him a bicycle. And at that time, Walmart didn't have a problem with just getting the product back. And they give you a gift card or money back at that time. Last year, I think they switched it to just gift cards, yet they don't give you cash back anymore. Because my wife tried to return something not long ago. So everybody's getting more aware of the situation, that not everybody's actually being fair.
They're gonna be honest.
Yeah. So it's just it goes back to where the issue that we have sometimes, sometimes they're having a bad day. It's just they tell us with the food or with a margarita. I don't know if it ever happened to them that somebody comes and they want to play 19 holes and they get all the way to the 16 and they say that they didn't like the greens.
He played last March and it rained
Oh, the one
and
that said
they
we
didn't
had
cut the greens.
hair on our greens.
And he played.
They were redoing the bunkers.
He played the whole 18, but then he wrote a lengthy email that I forwarded to Todd saying, we've been loyal customers, and I know that Cooper and Marion have the same maintenance person. Why was Lake Marion such poor shape? And he wanted some kind of discount for the future because it comes every year. He wanted to know.
So would you see him as a loyal customer?
He's been coming for years, and he stated that in his email too.
Is he someone that you believe was being sincere with their complaint? From your estimation?
He was upset.
He was upset.
So
he
he
was genuinely upset about it, and in the past,
that's not normal for him, right?
Right, I hadn't had any problem with him in the past.
In a situation like that, how would you handle it?
I went to Todd and asked him what we could do for him. And we discounted we basically let him just do the greens fee for one of his rounds. Because he plays just our courses too. He doesn't go and play at National or YBOO, which are the other courses that we have that don't belong to this company.
Right.
So that's a big factor too, is we like the customers that come and just play at our courses. Some of the people we book don't even play at our courses. They stay here and they play Orangeburg and they play other courses. But
So they take advantage of the accommodations.
yes.
Interesting.
And are putting the packet together because we book the tea time.
Right, so you do the legwork, you do the grunt work really. They stay, but then they drive the 20, 30 minutes around, 30, 40 minutes around to do what they want to do. That's great because one of the things we're going to look at here with our question is, I'm going to talk about these two questions and start talking about your unique benefit, your unique selling position, what makes you special, what makes someone choose you over your competition. But to do that, I have a couple of questions, and I'll say right up front, one of the issues is you knowing what your customers think and say about you. You have to have some data, some information to really get a good picture of that. So if you don't, we're going to approach it another way, but we're still going to address it. But in the future, show you the value of having that type of information through surveys. Okay? So thank you. Anyone else from yesterday's content want to share anything? That's really good stuff. So when you all are processing and thinking about it, it's having a positive impact on you. Would that be fair to say it's helped you a little bit?
Oh, talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. I was asking my brother this morning. I was like, "Listen, hold on. Explain me a little bit about the chart because she says it's not. Like I don't know. I feel like we're on the same path because we're dealing with customer service 100% every day. And if we go to the chart, I mean, we dealing daily basis with it. It's like right now, I could have a family of 10 people coming into my business that they're just traveling 95. Santee, a small area, 999 people lives here. But we have 1 million of tourists. So these family of 10 people coming in, sit down, everything went great, but it's only one complaint. You say, don't go beyond of that, but then at the same time, I mean, they traveling, or either they coming from Florida to New York, or from New York to Florida, back and forth. So if I don't do something, if $20, $30, $40 or gift card or take it out of the bill, because I don't know if they're going to come back, I mean, how much is really going to affect me on the long run? Because they traveling, maybe on the way back, they stop again because they like it. And not just that. Hey, we travel to New York, they calling to the other families and saying, we're stopping at Mexican restaurant on exit 98 from 95 and it was amazing. How was it? They're going to ask, how was it? And I'm like, hey, it was wonderful. We didn't have no issues with that. If they didn't have no issues or anything, they're gonna talk about the place. It's gonna be a nice, good review about it or something like that. Okay. But if it's bad, they're not gonna stop back on the way back, and they're not even gonna talk about it.
If you recall yesterday, the data shows that only 16% are going to move and keep and increase their loyalty to you. You notice it's a curve that kind of settles out. It kind of flows, and you would think and hope the perception is the more I do over and the top, if you're headed down, if I throw more value, more energy, more money, more time into hold on to you, my assumption is, I think it's a fair assumption, is that it's my goal is to increase your customer loyalty. You're like, yo, they really did it because they took me over. But only 16%, 16 out of 100 people are going to respond that way. Mm-hmm. Is it viable to do that for those 16 people? I would say yes. That's why the Amazons and the larger corporations are able to just take care of the business immediately. Just limit the amount of human interaction, which will increase the probability of driving down customer loyalty, right? But the goal then to save on cost and operating costs would then to say, since one of the other 85 people, I think we numbered 84 people, then let's instead try to bring them to a place of neutrality. So if the person is disgruntled, remember any force, Einstein says, is moving in one direction is going to continue moving in that direction unless something else stops it. So giving it an equal value will cause it to stop. So that person, that disgruntled customer, bringing them to a place of neutrality where they're not angry, nor are they super excited. They're like, thank you. If I can get them to be, thank you, then I've saved money and I've increased the probability that they're more likely to at least give me some positive, or they not say anything at all. So I would rather you have no press, than bad press. And if I can't, and only 84 people are going to give me great press, 16% are going to give me great press. So that is a tricky moment. You'll have to read each person. You have to also get tough skin, because you remember yesterday I said that your being able to really be healthy and good and okay with yourself is so important, because of the people that are duplicitous and deceitful and sneaky and just liars and just are looking for a quick. You can't worry about that though. And you can't try to manage your business by doing that, because you'll wind up missing opportunities with people who are genuinely probably your best customers. Okay? That's a great